Hello everybody, today is the 6th of August 2024. It's afternoon, it's 12:01 p.m. It's very cloudy and humid. I suggest you to stay at home today because it's very humid uh, and it's just not necessary to go outside today unless you have to go to work or something, but it's okay. So today we are going to do about Paul's concern about the Galatians. Galatians, the study of our freedom. So this is Galatians chapter 4, that Paul is concerned about the Galatians. Let's try to figure out what is Paul concerned about the Galatians. Paul's concern for the Galatians. This is our topic for today. Before you Gentiles knew God, you were slaves to so-called goods that do not even exist. So now that you know God, or should I say now that God knows you, why do you want to go back again and become slaves once more to the weak and unless spiritual principles of this world? You are trying to earn favor with God by observing certain days or months or seasons or years. I fear for you. Perhaps all my hard work with you was for nothing. Dear brothers and sisters, I plead with you to live as I do in freedom from these things, for I have become like you Gentiles, free from those laws. You did not mistreat me when I first preached to you. Surely you remember that I was sick when I first brought you the good news. But even though my condition tempted you to reject me, you did not despise me or turn me away. No, you took me and cared for me as though I were an angel from God, or even Christ Jesus himself. Where is that joyful and grateful spirit you felt then? I am sure you have taken out of your own eyes, even and given them to me, if had been possible. Have uh, have I know have I now become your enemy because I am telling you the truth? Those false teachers are so eager to win your favor, but their intentions are not good. They are trying to shut you off from me so that you will pay attention only to them. If someone is eager to do the good things for you, that's all right, but let them do it all the time. Not just when I'm with you. Oh, my dear children, I feel as if I am going through labor pains for you gain and obey, and they will continue until Christ is fully developed in your lives. I wish I were with you right now so I could change my tone, but at this distance, I don't know how else to help you. So this is what was Paul concerned about the Galatians. Paul was concerned about the Galatians that 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 Paul was Paul was concerned about, Paul was concerned about the Galatians that that they were not preaching the good news of God. So to be concerned today is the topic. Stop being anxious. Stop being anxious, because this is the message in this because this is the message in this chapter. Stop being anxious. Stop being stop just overcome anxiety. It's very important to overcome anxiety, because it's very important to understand that you're trying to that you're trying to do something, that you're trying to do something, that you're trying to do something, but you're concerned that something will happen. So the thing is about being concerned about something will happen. Just don't do it without any instructions. Do it with instructions. Do it with your heart. Doing with instructions. It's very important to do everything with instructions, because in every single area in our world, we have to be careful. We have to be careful in the street and public. We have to be careful even at home. We have to be careful with our children. We have to be careful everywhere. We have to be careful. Everywhere we have to be careful, because if we take the false step, we get the consequences. The consequences are terrible sometimes, but the consequences are terrible sometimes, and you don't want to face the consequences. You want to face to avoid any trouble that you are in. You want to avoid trouble, not be in trouble. Avoid trouble. The thing is about avoiding trouble is to staying away from trouble. Stay away from things that can hurt you. Stay away from people that they can hurt you, that they don't understand you. It's really important to think about what you're doing. Before you do, think what you're doing. Don't think before. Don't think after you do something. Because if you don't read the instructions and you don't think what to do, you are total doomed. You are totally doomed, and then you're so mad at yourself. You want to avoid this. You want to avoid being mad at yourself. You don't want to be strict on yourself. You don't want to be strict on yourself, because that is not gonna help. You don't want to be strict on people. You don't want to be strict on your kids, because that is never gonna help. That is never gonna help. You should discipline yourself, but still don't be strict on yourself, because it's not necessary. Don't be strict on other people. Don't be strict on yourself, because it's not necessary. It's not necessary to be, Mark, you have to do that. Mark, you have to do that. Mark. Well, not in the tone of screaming that something is wrong with you. Avoid this. Avoid being concerned about things. Avoid being concerned about yourself. There's like a warning, because the world is our villain, isn't it? The world is our villain. That we never know what's gonna happen to us. We never gonna know what happens to us, because the thing is that we never know what's gonna happen to us. We better not know till we face the consequences. We don't want to face the consequences. We want to face the victorious. We don't want to face the victim mentality. We want to focus on the good things. This is really important. So we think before we act. We think before we do things. We think before we say. Because everything what we say, everything what is important, what we say right now, is more important than what is on the inside. So you should watch your words. Don't let anybody down with your words. Stay away from sarcasm. Stay away from sarcasm, because sometimes words can really hurt people's feelings. Really can hurt people's feelings. I had I have been in millions of those situations. Even when people are picking on you, people are picking on you because they're trying to take advantage of you. They are jealous of you that you are that other character, but they are not that character, that you are not that character. That they are jealousy is not a sin. Jealousy is a sin, but I don't think there's something about jealousy written in the Bible. But I don't know, is jealousy a sin, or jealousy is no? Jealousy is not a good thing, because if you are jealous of somebody, you are trying to look for you're trying to look for a different person, that he is not jealous of you, because jealousy is not fair to other people, because you are jealous of them. It's not fair to other people. Being fair is very important, even when you are around your friends. Even when you are around your family, being fair is important. Just like being wise is important. Being kind is important. Not screaming at the top of your lungs and then say, I'm jealous, I'm jealous. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. People are gonna think that really you are really way too hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on other people, even hard on children, because that is not necessary. Don't be hard on other people. Don't be hard on yourself, because God is not hard on you. God is trying to make you a spiritual being living in this world. I know we are living in this chaotic world with those bunch of bad things and all this monstrosity that is happening in this world, but that doesn't mean you should be hard on your other people and hard on yourself. You should be easy on yourself. Being easy on yourself being easy on yourself is more good, effective than being hard on yourself. Seriously. So the victim mentality is being hard on you, because it's trying to say what to do, what you shouldn't do. But the victorious is telling you what you should do and stay away from things that you shouldn't do. That is the whole thing that is happening, that people do not understand, between being hard on other people and hard on themselves, instead of being easy and just let every single trouble let every single trouble to go away, instead of to meditate on it. You know, you cannot meditate on the same thing over and over and over, because this is just getting boring. It's just not necessary to do. It's just not necessary to do. It's just not necessary to do something that completely doesn't make any sense. Seriously, that completely doesn't make any that doesn't make any complete sense. Seriously. But God is not hard on us. God is very easy on us, because He loves us the most. He loves us the most. More than our brothers and sisters. more than our mom and dad, more than our people who are with us in this world. God loves us the most. He has the special power of love that He forgives of all sins. He forgives all sins. He forgives all those stuff. He forgives all those things that are happening with you that you didn't even meant to do it. Sometimes you say, "Oh my goodness, I should have done this. I should have done." Those are called accidents. Those are called accidents. Those are called mistakes that everybody has done. Everybody has done one single mistakes, but mistakes can really hurt people. Mistakes can really hurt people, and sometimes mistakes are unforgivable. But you know what? If you get over that mistake and not do it again, then you will realize that doing this mistake all over again could be a lesson for you that you should have not done that. That you should have done something else less that you're doing now. It's really important to understand the difference between this and this. Between be, be, is very important to understand the difference between a mistake and a good deed. Somebody said to me on YouTube that that if you do a good deed, you feel like a hero. But God is our hero. God, Jesus Christ, is our hero because He forgives everybody. He does everything for us. He answers our prayers. He's the hero that He works for us. He works with His Father in the throne of heaven that is trying to open the scroll of seals that they are coming. Those bad things are coming. If you don't want to face them, man, you'll have a problem. But the thing is, if you, for example, study the book of Revelation, that most pastors don't do because the book of Revelation is about the end times, and people are really scared about this. That's why most of the pastors are not. That's why most of the pastors do not preach the book of Revelation, except me. But well, I am preaching the book of Revelation. I have check it out, the videos of the book of Revelation. They are very powerful. Anyway, if you wanna, before you read the book of Revelation, I should preach to you about the book of Ezekiel, a book of Daniel, and oh my gosh, you're gonna be scared too. You're gonna be be scared out of your mind because it's really weird. It's kind of concerning, but there are some things that we need to understand. There are some things that we need to understand for us to stay away from evil. The book of Ezekiel is talking about Ezekiel was a prophet that had visions from God about those weird things going on in the book of Daniel. So I will make a PowerPoint, or of course, a PowerPoint presentation about the book of Ezekiel and Daniel, because I want you to understand that when I was preaching the book of Revelation, that's gonna be kind of about the book of Revelation, but I already preached the book of Revelation, so yeah. So coming back to the book of Galatians, is really important to understand that if we are in trouble, we should face our trouble by being easy by being easy on other people and easy on ourselves. Sometimes we are mad at sometimes we are really mad at ourselves, but we didn't even realize it. We don't even realize that we are angry at ourselves. We are doing mistakes. That sometimes we can hurt somebody with words. We can hurt somebody physically even. But you know what? Those mistakes are going away because they are erased from God. They are erased from God. We don't have to remember what happened in the past. We don't have to remember what other people did to us, what was bad to us. Why we have to waste our time about thinking about what happened to us badly, but we can focus on the good things. See what I mean? So we have to focus on the good things. So we need to focus on the good things, not on the consequences. Stay away from the consequences because those are the bad stuff. Just be into the good things. What a good thing can happen when a bad thing happens. That's a good. That's a good. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. For example, I heard that my best friend was run over by a. I heard that. I heard, for example, no, I'm not gonna tell you that because it's really too intense. I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah. For example, if you are with your friend and you are trying to play something, and your friend accidentally cheats, then you just don't have to. Then you're screaming at him and screaming, yelling. That's the same thing. Anyway, yeah, you are yelling at him, buddy. You cheated. You're not supposed to be doing that. And you are arguing together. Yeah, why do you want to do that? Why do you cheat? Being a good friend is very important. This is just like being a good brother. Most of the people, most of the parents have kids with good kids, with good brotherhood, with good brotherly love. Sometimes, sometimes siblings fight. That's the truth of this. That's the truth of this. We are living in a fallen world, my friends. We are living in a fallen world, and we sometimes do things that we do not want to do. Coming back to this example, for example, your friend cheated on the game, and you are so mad at him, and you cannot get over it. So your friend is coming and asks, "What's wrong? Why are you so mad?" And you say, "Oh, I'm mad at you because you cheated on the game, and you distracted me, and I did something wrong." And so your friend is saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I should have done that." Don't yell at him back. Don't yell at him back. Just do a good thing to other person. Says, I forgive you. Everybody does mistakes. If you stir up more trouble, you will not have a friend anymore. Stay away from the consequences and stay on the good path. That's the good idea here. That's the good idea. And instead of facing the consequences That your friend, that your friend, that you are at school and you're trying to play a game, and your friend cheated on the game. Don't yell at him. Don't stir more trouble because you're gonna face the consequences. Instead, forgive him. Forgiveness is the only way to stay away from trouble. Is that a good idea? Except screaming at the sibling, forgive him. Instead of screaming at your child like a crow, forgive him. It's really important to avoid trouble. Just use other things that actually are continuing to be good. See? This is really important, my friends. For example, a wife and a husband this is what happens. This is what happens sometimes in our family. Sometimes a husband and a wife are arguing with each other, and a wife saying, "Okay, I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. Stay away from me." You know what? Don't be hard on yourself. Don't stir up more problem than you are in now. Just talk to your wife. Say, "Hey, it will be okay. We didn't have to fight. We just have to negotiate." See, and the good thing, and the good thing is still happening. And the good thing still happens because you instead of arguing, instead of staring at the problem, you're negotiating. This is what you have to do with your. This is what you have to. This is what you should do with your siblings. This is what you do with. This is what you should do with your siblings. Instead of arguing and fighting and avoiding all this trouble, avoiding all this bad things that are gonna happen to you after you fight, just negotiate. Turn from a bad deed to a good deed. It's really important to understand to understand the difference between a good deed that will happen after to avoid the bad deed and the bad deed that you are staying with. You don't want to stay in the bad deed. You want to be in the good deed. See what's going on? And and for example, just like with your friend that cheats in the game, just forgive him. Just forgive and say, "Okay, dude, I forgive you. I forgive you. Everybody does mistakes. But don't stir up more trouble that you are in trouble now." Negotiate. Use forgiveness. Use love. Use friendship. It's really important to stay away from trouble instead of to continuing and stirring up all those nonsense that you are in. But you can destroy the relationship. You can destroy your friendship. You can destroy brotherly love. Why do you want to do that? Just don't get into trouble. Don't get into trouble that you are with. Fix the trouble with a good deed. It's really important to understand that if you are doing the good deed with someone, you are staying away from trouble. Don't yell. Don't be sarcastic. Really, stay away from sarcasm because sarcasm can really hurt people's feelings. Don't be sarcastic. Don't be angry. Just forgive and let it go. This is what happened to me at school when I was when I was participating at school. to high school. And I had this one teacher that was really that she was she was kind of harsh on me, and I couldn't stand that. And I just let that go, and I just let that go, and I say, Mrs. Hey, I let you to, I forgive you, and don't stir up more trouble, because if you are because you are in trouble, you can fix with the good deed. That is exactly what's going on, because you're trying to figure out to do something good for other people to not stir up more trouble. Instead of being in trouble, fix the trouble. That's a good thing. Instead of being in trouble, fix the trouble. And everything will be okay. For example, if your friend cheats, for example, your friend is running away from you and you're trying to look for him, don't panic. Just look for him. Just without any saying, oh, I'm so worried about him. Where is he? Where is he? You're so worried. Just stay away from this anxiety and all that stuff. Just without any talking, look for him. You probably will. If you didn't, do it again. This is really important for you, my friends, to understand the situation that you are in. If you are in a situation, for example, that you have a very, like, I don't know, your teacher is trying to say that you have to read a book by a certain time, and that book is really hard and you don't understand it. You know what? Except saying something that you want to regret, just do it. And I think on the bottom of my heart that you would understand